Although setting up for a game tends to be standard with no modifications occurring once everything has been laid out, some games allow for an audible to occur where the players are able to rearrange their seeds as they see fit. On top of this, the direction of movement the pieces are to move in is able to be changed, essentially causing the player to pivot during their given turn. As long as it allows for an increased chance of victory, why not engage in such behavior? Greetings and welcome to Checkpoint Gaming Mancala. With this episode, we'll be going over Omweso. With Omweso, it is a version of Mancala that is traditionally played in the country of Uganda, but is also played in South Sudan, Namibia, Kenya, Congo, Rwanda, and Angola. With the game board, it is 4x8 in design, with each player's territory being that of 16 pits found upon their given side of the board. The game also comes with 64 seeds. Each player is given 32 seeds, with each pit receiving 4 seeds each. A variant to this sees the initial seed arrangement being done by player preference upon their given side of the board, which sees the first player arranging their seeds first, followed by the second player doing the same. The first player is then to begin the sowing process. With the game's objective, multiple victory conditions are available to it, which we'll discuss later within this episode. Instead of playing just a single game, games of multiple points, typically that of 12, can be played with different victory conditions possessing different point goals to them. And with determining who is going first, it is done at random. Before beginning the game, the players decide if any time pressures are going to be implemented. Traditionally, players were allowed to spend as much time as they wanted to think about their move. But with modern-day tournaments, each player is only given 3 seconds to think. Since we're from a time-oriented culture, we like this time restriction. The referee will count to 3, and if a turn hasn't started by the end of this count, the other player is to steal the turn and perform their move. When sowing, players take turns moving their seeds with multiple laps possibly occurring. To perform sowing, players are to select one of their pits that possess at least 2 seeds and sow a single seed into the following pits in a counterclockwise direction, while also leaving the initial pit empty. And with the sowing process, it only occurs on the sowing player's half of the board, and it never directly involves their opponent's side of the board. If the last seed that is sown lands in a pit that is in possession of seeds, then all seeds found in said pit, along with the seed that was just sown, are to be taken, with the sowing process continuing until the last seed sown is placed into an empty pit. If the last seed a player sows is into one of their inner 8 pits, it already possesses seeds within it, and both of the opponent's pits found along the same column are in possession of seeds. Then all of the seeds from the opponent's pits are captured and are sown, starting from the pit where this capturing lap began. So basically speaking, the sowing that results in capturing is done from the pit where the player grabbed their seeds for this current round of sowing. Players are also never allowed to capture any seeds during their first movement of the game. So if a player performs a move that would normally capture seeds, then said player is to carry on sowing instead as if it was a non-capturing move. It is worth noting that besides engaging in counterclockwise movement, players can engage in clockwise movement as well. For this to occur, it will have to be from any of the 4 leftmost pits, so the left 2 pits from the inner row and the left 2 pits from the outer row, and this movement leads to a capture. And this can be done during the player's initial sowing move or from a continuous sowing. Once done sowing from a clockwise direction and capture occurs, the player is able to sow clockwise again if this given play results in another capture. The player is also able to choose to sow clockwise captured seeds in the standard counterclockwise direction. There is also no compulsion to play in one direction or another when the choice is available to said player. For the game to come to an end, one of the following conditions will have to occur. With Aqua Belijo, it occurs when the last player is left with no legal moves to perform. With Match Play, this victory type is worth 1 point. With Akutema, it is achieved when one player captures the seeds found in all 4 end pits of their opponent and is known as Emitwe Abiri, which translates to curring off the head. With Match Play, this victory is worth 2 points. With Akawumbi, it is a special form of Emitwe Abiri, which occurs when a player manages to capture the seeds from each of their opponent's pits, with the last seeds captured being from one of the 2 end pits. With Match Play, this victory is worth 12 points. But with that said, with some tournaments, it is only worth 6 points, so check with your tournament organizers to see what the point value is for this given victory type. Finally, with a Kakiala, it is typically reserved for tournament play, and it sees the player win the game by capturing seeds in 2 different moves before the opponent manages to engage in capturing as well. In order for this to be a valid win, the last capture will have to be performed in a counterclockwise direction, as well as in the first lap. The winner will also have to offer their opponent some seeds that they have failed to capture. With match play, this victory is worth 2 points. With all of that said, it is possible for a move to go on forever. Regarding tournament play, a player is given 3 minutes to finish their move, but if this isn't able to be done, then the game is annulled, not unlike that of the first marriage of Britney Spears. So with that said, that is what you need to know about how to go about playing Omweso. With that taken care of, we can start talking about how to go about playing Palanguji. If you liked this episode, feel free to give it a like. And if you want to stay up to date on any future episodes we upload, go ahead and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/checkpointgaming. See you in the next episode and happy gaming.